This is the Lowco Sports Lowdown Podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
Hey, welcome again. I just clicked on the wrong one. I clicked on the Lowco Lowdown. I'm not with it this morning, but this is the Lowco Diamond Dudes. We did not get to hear our grinding music. I had them out of order today, and I was going through the motions. But this is the Lowco Diamond Dudes. I'm Justin Jarrett, joined as always by Wes Kerr and Ned Mullis, world-renowned podcast host Ned Mullis. He's being recognized more and more out there in these streets. Talking a little baseball and softball in the South Carolina Low Country today. Still looking for a presenting sponsor and additional sponsors to keep the show going throughout the baseball season, not just high school and softball season, but throughout baseball season, and talking baseball and softball year round. And guys, it's been a heck of a week. We're down to it now. I mean, there's not many left. We got Patrick Henry baseball, and we'll be talking with Coach Wayne Brown later on in the show about the Patriots going back to the state championship series and skis a 2A, first time since 2013. Haven't won one since 91, I believe. So been a good while, but they got a great shot next week against Calhoun Academy. We'll talk to Coach Brown a little bit later. And coming up next, he's already waiting in the green room. We got the appropriately named green room. We got Zack Talbert from the Beaufort High School Eagles, who are still going. And, our friend Shane Monahan rocking a nice stash. We're going to talk to Talbert about that too. But they had a great run through that district tournament, really kind of going into the postseason with the wheels wobbling a little bit. And then you get a shutout in game one against Gilbert and a little help on the other side of the bracket. And all of a sudden the clouds part and things are looking good over at Beaufort. They get to host Hanahan tonight to open the lower state bracket in Class 3A. So we also have one softball team left, Colleton County going tonight. Everybody else is bowed out, but the SCISA softball state tournaments are next week. So, fellas, it's been a whirlwind since we last saw each other, dropping like flies, and here we stand.
Yeah, it's been fun, to catch so much baseball in such a short time. I was over Hilton High, Hilton Prep, May River softball, a couple of quality teams, unfortunately bowing out, but excellent seasons from all of them. And like we said, it's been the year of the Eagle. We've got Graham Angus winning another tennis state championship. Beaufort boys soccer playing the state championship on Saturday over in Columbia. And that baseball team going to the lower state tournament, winning the district tourney in dramatic fashion. A walk-off 7-6 win after letting a 5-3 lead in the seventh inning slip away. But, Zack Talbert being the hero once again with some great strong pitching on the mound. And then laying down one of the most beautiful bunts I have ever seen at the high school level to set up the game-winning walk-off hit to propel Beaufort to the lower state tournament. So without further ado, let's get Zack Talbert in here.
Let's get him in here while we look at this bunt. Oh, man, it's a beauty, buddy. It is a thing of beauty. That is how it's done. You were just sacrificing, right? But
yes, yeah.
But you got it down the line so good.
Yeah, so the first I got the bunt signed first pitch. I think I believe I fouled it off, and then gave me the second one, and he put it in the zone, like put it down, kind of.
Yeah, I mean it was a beautiful spot. That's the spot to put it because the third baseman can't crash. He's got to stay home. So you put it there and you make him make a perfect play, and he had no chance. So tell us a little bit about this run you guys are on, because it was definitely felt like it was kind of going off the rails a little bit toward the end of the regular season. You played such a tough schedule. You were a little beat up, caught Hanahan at the wrong time, I think. And then you got a chance to catch your breath. And it seems like the guys really rallied around each other and came out ready to fight in that district tournament. So just tell me a little bit about that process of kind of getting everybody back together and ready to go make a run.
I think it has a lot to do with the way we practice, the way we really look at practice. I know me as a senior and my senior teammates, we talk about practice should be the hardest part of the season. The game should be the lightest we work. So
that's the fun part.
Yeah, correct. And then like you mentioned the bunt. I mean, we work on that every day. We work on relays from the outfield, communication in the outfield. We work on ground balls. Who's got the bag when, stealing bases, base running has been a big thing for us. But no, I think the way the team is shaped is just, we're not going to kill you with home runs. We're not going to put up 12 runs on you. But I mean, we just grind until the final out. And I mean, I think that's what's, kept us in a lot of ball games and won us a lot of games. And with the schedule that we played, I mean, I'll take these guys. Nobody's scared to play anybody. No one. we're not scared to play anybody. And I think that's just the way we were. That's just the way Beaufort sports are made, I would say. So, I mean, I think that really defines us as we're not scared to play anybody.
I mean, just a incredible school year starting from that Beaufort State Championship, and you have been one of the key architects of it. I mean, it has been a whirlwind over there. I mean, the football season, of course, the big one, setting the tone for the rest of the sports to come. But then you got basketball with a great run, and then you guys over on the baseball field just continuing to, showcase that magic. I mean, there has been something special this year at Beaufort High School, and how awesome has it been for you to be a big part of that?
It actually means a lot. I think, I think our students, the way like the support we get from in athletics is crazy, and I honestly haven't seen another, playing away games. I haven't seen another school. It's like these guys care about it more than Beaufort does, but because from football to baseball to basketball to soccer to Colton Ferris winning wrestling. I mean, it's just everybody's here for everybody, and I think that's the thing I love about putting on the green every day.
Everybody likes a winner.
I agree.
You got anything, Mullis?
I kind of glad to hear he was a senior. I'm about tired of seeing you, to be honest with you. Seems like you've been playing over there about 10 years.
Yeah.
No,
Fair enough.
No, it's fun, man. You guys just watching y'all develop. I mean, you get to see it. I coach at May River, of course, but I get to see everybody else develop too.
Right.
And I saw you when you were a kid. Bauer Sox when he was a kid. All those guys. It's fun to watch y'all develop. And to be honest with you, I mean, this is not a surprise to me.
No.
I knew this team, this Beaufort baseball team has been good for a long time.
Yep.
And, these guys, that was the JV team you played. I guess you played on when you were a freshman. That might be as good a JV team as I've seen play. So those guys were really good. I mean, they've been good. Y'all, they've been in this playoff. This isn't the first time they've made it through.
No.
It's not surprising. And we said it all year long. If you could get through that schedule and it about killed y'all. It was a little too hard. I think everybody, I talk to Shane about it all the time. But, if you could get through and live through it, it'll be a tough out.
I know. I give all the credit to Coach Shane, Coach Scott, Coach Adam. I mean,
don't give him the credit for that schedule because he didn't.
You're right. But at the same time, I think we've all, the schedule killed us. It really did. But at the same time, I think we've all learned to embrace it now because it's the reason we are where we are.
I mean, it's if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger situation. Right. And it, like Mo said, it almost killed you, but you were mostly dead, but you came back from the dead.
Well, like I said, you got through it. You were going to be, and that's the thing. You got to manage the expectations through a schedule like that.
Zach, you've had a number of coaches come and go in that Beaufort High baseball program these last few years. What have been kind of the biggest challenges of that, having so much turnover through the coaching staff, and how have you been able to kind of step up as a leader and help push those young players and your teammates forward in those challenging times?
So to start that, my sophomore year we had Coach Keith Riley. We had 10 seniors on that team. We had 8 starting seniors, and I was the sophomore. Me and Logan Butcher actually, we shared time, and that senior leadership on that team was unmatched. I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, everybody had pretty much played together their whole life except for me and Logan, and I mean, I think that's something that I kind of I took a lot from was the leadership there, the brotherhood there. And then to get to my sophomore year, Coach Keith Riley, resigns. Then Coach Jacobs comes in. We kind of adopt a different, play style, a different way of looking at the games. The schedule got harder, I think, and we were very young as far as guys on the field, and that was something new for me, new for all the seniors, and I think we managed it well. Last year we kind of, had the same, we started out slow. I think we had a losing record until the last game. We ended 500, and then we made another run. And I think that I think the easiest thing you can do when, having all these changes and all that kind of stuff is just don't panic. Really kind of take in, your situation, step out, look at your situation. And I think that honestly transfers over to baseball is just, and life, you got to really changes like everyone's fear, I think. And with Coach Shane this year, I thought that, everybody thought we thought, our goal was to win 25 games, but that doesn't always happen. And, you get slumps, you get pitching slumps, and, it works out for us now.
We're playing winning 25 games with that schedule.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to remember how many games if you win the last one.
Right. But
I mean, from an outsider looking in, and not downplaying anything, Coach Jacobs, I didn't think it was broke. Coach Riley, Keith Riley is a very, very good baseball coach.
Yeah.
And those guys do it right. They and then just to come in and, I'm going to stop short of square peg in a round hole, but, it was, and, Coach Monahan's a smart guy. I mean, he's
great guy. He knows how to win tournaments.
Well,
he knows the game.
And the other thing about Shane is he's also smart enough to know that he's going to put you in a position where you'll have a chance to excel. And the thing I like about Beaufort, they'll beat you bunting. If they need to bunt, they can bunt. If they need to bang, they can bang. You got a big league pitching coach. I mean, you're always going to have it. That guy, and there's a little continuity there. He's been there a couple of years, and you guys all grew up with it.
Was the head coach before too, so
yeah. And those guys, Coach Mullis knows. I mean, he knows what he's doing too. And and like I said, you have continuity. I just couldn't understand where the, outside looking in last year that, I wasn't sure it was broke. And there was a lot of fixing going on, and I kind of talked to Shane about that. And, early in the year, I was like, man, those guys just need some confidence and, just kind of refine it up. It looks like outside looking in. And, I think he did that. And, you talked about it. I mean, fundamentals in practice. I mean, you look back on when you get in these tight games in the playoffs, the only thing you got to fall back on are your fundamentals when it gets going fast. And, the more you practice at a game type speed.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, everything we do in practice is full speed.
How do you now, there's a little luck involved in winning these things.
Yeah.
How do you lose the region and then get hand-to-hand at home?
Yeah, they switched that up. So it used to your seeds carried through, but apparently it doesn't anymore. It's just whoever has
that's
the
a great break. That's a break you got to capitalize on right there.
And
That's a huge break.
I've said this, and it's not me getting overconfident or anything, but I think in any sport, Beaufort's hard to beat at home.
I mean, that is a big, well, so it's hand-to-hand.
Yeah.
When you get a break like that, that's the one. That's one that you.
And I don't think
those don't come around.
No,
that's like booting a 2-out ground ball to load the bases.
Yes, yes. Capitalize on that one.
Yeah, it's the difference between
And the other thing, I hadn't talked to Shane today, but I'm sure I will. I love playing on the hand-to-hand's not going to overlook you, but I'll promise you, Brooklyn, Casey, and Dreer will, because those guys always look down here like we can't play with them. But every time we go up there, we play with them, and you guys will too. And
and I think that's just the way the Lowco is.
I think it's just Columbia in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think there's other parts of the state that kind of do the same thing. Like, especially Myrtle Beach in football, they just,
this area, if you look over the last 5 years in baseball, we represented more than the beach has. James Island, Beaufort, May River,
James Island
head making a run. I mean, what was it? Our region a couple years ago had 3 of the final 8.
Yeah,
2 of the final 4.
Been good. Being at home means you get the last at bat too, and we got Mason Connolly's game winner here, I believe. It's a little too loud, so we'll turn it down a little bit. We got the Hull at bat, so we'll skip ahead a little bit here. But you're on second base here, Talbert. Take us through it.
First I thought there was going to be a play at second when I stole second.
Yeah, they didn't throw, right?
No, they did not.
Throw.
I think he came up looking at third base and
they were trying to backpick, trying to catch him now.
But I mean,
here we go. This is it right here. Did you have it through all the way?
Oh, as soon as I saw them both dive, I was going. Whether Shane wanted me to go or not, I think I was going to beat you there.
Shane almost beat him there. Look at this.
Jesse, the body nothing better than that dog pile. That is something.
There's Johnny.
Yeah.
And then Johnny's in a hurry. Did y'all see him go through there?
All right, let's go back and see this this mustache.
You got the plate that night, Zack.
There's some there it is. Oh man, we got to get that mustache on screen here.
And the guy he hugs here at the end, he's got the handlebars too. So it's
is that Hunter?
That's
Hunter that's got the handlebars. Yeah, that's good stuff. Just tremendous stuff. We talked a little bit before over text about the questionable hair decisions being made, and whether it may or may not be what's actually fueling you guys right now. But how did the mullets come about, and the mustaches and all this?
So it started with obviously I don't know if you guys remember last year we all dyed our hair blonde.
That's right.
That was fun.
I remember
we're not doing that again.
Bauer socks. That was pretty funny.
We said we weren't going to do it again this year. And then I think we had a game Tuesday and Monday comes around. And, some of the soccer had started talking about it, and, they didn't get everybody to do it. But then we were like, I said, I was like, I'm going to do it. I was like, I don't care if all you guys are going to do it or what. And then I did it. And then a bunch of people went over to Coach Scott's house and did it. And eventually everybody had it. So, I mean, I think it's kind of drawn us together as a team, kind of really brought us together. But, I mean, it's crazy how something like that can,
What did you do? Look fairly normal.
We bond the team together, absolutely.
Well, you can't really see the party in the back from this angle, but we got a little party in the back.
Yeah,
I
tried to go away with the sides.
It's a flegeling mullet. We'll give him credit for the effort and for the leadership. Starting the trend. So, but have you guys given Monahan any trouble about that stash? Because
no, we love it.
I think he's a little self-conscious about it.
I think he did it as soon as he did it. He sent it to our group chat, and we were all over it. We loved it. We've told him he looks like Steve Harvey. We've told him he looks like Mr. Potato Head, all that kind of stuff. So
I got Jesse the Body Ventura. Go ahead, Wes.
Zach, I mean, when I think about these high school baseball teams that have had success this year and in the past, it's all about the group that's having fun, playing loose, and just enjoying being with their brothers and their teammates and guys they've played alongside with for a lot of their childhood. So just elaborate on how you guys been able to, take that initiative, just have fun, enjoy yourselves out there, and how that's going to help you spark this entire team on your way now to the lower state tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of when we sometimes, lose ourselves is, we're playing baseball. We're just playing baseball. And whenever we're, having fun, it's, we were having fun against Gilbert that last game. We were having fun against Loris when we beat them. I mean, those are the kind of situations that we've, we all hang out together on the weekends. It's just, it's honestly just a family, doing something they love, which is, it's hard to beat, I think. And, when you got a bunch of guys that just, they all have the same goal in their head, I mean, what can you really do against that,
Yeah, it's a fun thing to be a part of. Even, you've been a part of it for years and years, going back to travel ball and stuff like that. And I'm going through that now with my son and our little 12U team. And it's just, it's a magical thing when the dugout is in a good place, when you have good energy in the dugout. So you're headed to Newberry next year. Tell us a little bit about. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
Headed to Francis Marion. Tell me a little bit about your choice, your decision making, and what it is you like about that program.
So it came down to that and USCB, and I really liked both schools, but I drew a connection with the coach early on. And
who recruited you?
Coach Art. He's actually the head coach there.
Yeah.
But he made me really feel like that was, another place I could call home, which is, all I was really looking for. But I'm excited. Excited. Got a nice little
Walker Taylor's still there, right?
Yes, he is. He is there.
Local standouts. Cool.
Did you meet Coach Montague?
I have not. I've been in texting conversations with him. I have not met him in person yet, though.
That was my roommate in college.
Okay.
Hey, Zack,
college baseball gets to be a real small world when you talk to Mullis. He knows everybody.
It is.
Well, Zack, you also won a championship earlier this year on the football field, and your teammate Jack Troutman came up big in the clutch again with a game-tying goal on that free kick. Were you able to see the highlights of that free kick?
So actually after the game, we're like, everybody, we're all celebrating, and shortly after, we're all sitting there like, somebody turn on the soccer game. Somebody turn on the soccer game. We walked over to softball. Softball ended, and we're like, what's the score of the soccer game? We found out it was 2-2. That was into regulation, and we were kind of scared in overtime, and then we got to PKs, and we were like, we're gonna win this because we wanted PKs. It seemed like all year, but no, I mean, I think just honestly, I'm gonna say it again. I think the energy behind all the sports right now is it's crazy, and I think everybody's kind of together. I mean, we rushed straight to the phones to find the soccer game after the softball game, and I mean.
Well, I think there's something about just seeing your friends and your peers do it. I mean, this idea of winning a state championship is almost an unattainable goal, right? Like everything has to go just right. But then you see kids, who are just ordinary kids you've gone to school with your whole life, go and do it. And you're like, oh, well, those guys did it. Like it's not an unattainable goal. And so I think there is a bit of that rubs off on the whole student body. And you see the success around it. And I think it goes beyond that. I think around here, you see Beaufort win a state championship. You go, all right, it can be done here. It hasn't been done in 80 years, but it can be done here. And so I think there's a lot to that. And I think you guys have definitely set the tone for what's going to be awesome.
They've done a fantastic job of maximizing. Timing's everything in life.
Yep.
And those guys were competing on the 4A level.
Yep.
You played 4A forever.
Yeah.
Played in a 4A state championship game the year before.
Yeah. Different animal in that 3A.
Correct.
Now you go from being a kind of a small fish in a big pond to you're the big fish now.
Yeah.
And,
it's definitely a different outlook. I mean,
but you've been there on both levels, and I'm not knocking 3A, but it's different.
No,
and,
no, I agree.
And you can, but if you, like I told earlier in the season, if you can go play with Somerville, you can play with anybody.
Yep.
And
that's right.
But I think Beaufort's done a fantastic job of maximizing the timing with the classes and keeping everybody together. I mean, that's the one thing that I look at Beaufort
and building community. I mean, they've really got the community involved.
You see those kids when they're freshmen, you see them when they're seniors, and you guys are all, seem tight and play good together. And I mean, that senior leadership, and I mean, we give Shane a lot of credit, and we should, but it's tough to go through 3 coaches.
Correct.
And that's you guys have done a great job with that.
Absolutely. And the football team did it before them. I mean, they went through the same kind of turnover.
Absolutely.
For a few years
and you know what? That's the kids too. You have to give the kids an unbelievable amount
100%.
Of respect and admiration.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Zack, thanks so much for your time today, man. And, it's been an absolute pleasure watching you and getting to know you. And we look forward to following you at Francis Marion. And maybe you'll come, play some ball with me in the Beaufort Men's League one of these summers. We'll see.
All
right, guys. I appreciate it.
Zack,
what do you got, Mullis?
Don't get caught up in their mess up there.
Yes, sir.
Play your game.
Yes, sir.
That's their game up there. And look, man, take advantage of it. Enjoy it. Breathe. Sit back and don't let it get going fast.
Yeah.
Calm Coach Shane down a little bit.
Oh, I'll try.
Give him a hug. Tell him to laugh.
He's got to calm me down. I got to calm him down. We got going.
Got to provide some levity now and then, right?
Hey, man, good luck. We're all pulling for you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much to Zack Talbert. We'll be right back after the break with Coach Wayne Brown from Patrick Henry here on the Lowco Diamond Dudes. Hey, Lowco sports fans. This podcast and all of our grassroots local sports content are made possible by support from community sponsors, including Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate attorneys of Lowco Sports, and the presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. Our original sponsors are still among our greatest supporters. Ryan and Tiffany Mickelson are community pillars who will be in your corner no matter your legal needs. When you need legal representation, call on the attorneys who support Team Lowco. Call Mickelson Law Firm. Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, the official hospice provider of Lowco Sports, and the only not-for-profit hospice in southern Beaufort County. For more than 30 years, the committed, compassionate staff at Hospice Care of the Lowcountry have been there to ensure your loved ones find comfort, honor, and dignity at the end of life. Because at Hospice Care of the Lowcountry, it's not about dying, it's about living. Homegrown Home Inspections, the official home inspectors of Lowco Sports. Jan Lucas and his team provide thorough, detailed home inspections aimed to ensure everyone goes into the transaction with open eyes and confidence. Jan would rather reveal an inconvenient truth than look the other way and provide reassurances that could come back to burn the buyer in the long run. If you're looking to buy or sell a home and need an honest, reliable inspector, call on Homegrown Home Inspections, official sponsors of Lowco Sports. DDS Web Design, official SEO experts of Lowco Sports. If your business or organization has a website and you're trying to figure out what SEO is, you need to call on Denise and Dave Sinkovich at DDS Web Design. They'll provide a free consultation and do all the behind-the-scenes work to boost your search engine optimization and get your website found online so you can take your business to the next level. DDS Web Design, official SEO experts of Lowco Sports. American Wood Reface, sustaining sponsors of Lowco Sports. Does your kitchen need a facelift? Before you start picking out new cabinets, give Ben and the team at American Wood Reface a shot. They can reface your existing cabinets to overhaul your aesthetic without the hefty price tag and reimagine your kitchen at a price point you can manage. Be sure to tell them Lowco sent you because every referral helps support Lowco Sports. 4M Metals, sustaining sponsor of Lowco Sports. Got metal? Your roof might need it. Metal roofing advantages include better energy efficiency, weather protection, longevity, a more aesthetically pleasing design, and the product is all green. So if you've been thinking about a new roof, go metal. Let 4M Metals be the difference in your roof. Jay's Barbershop. It's the talk of the town and the place to be in Ridgeland. If you need your ears lowered, head over to Jay's for a fresh cut and great conversation with good folks. And tell them Lowco sent you. Local Pie, official pizza sponsor of Lowco Sports. They sling some of the best pies in the Lowco, and my kids say the mac and cheese is the best around. Hungry? Hit up Local Pie, longtime supporter of Lowco Sports. Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry, the official floor cleaners of lowcosports.com. If your feet tell you your floors need cleaning, call on Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry. They provide residential and commercial services, including cleaning carpet and area rugs, tile and grout, upholstery, curtains and drapes, mattresses, and more. But most importantly, they'll get those floors so clean, your feet will thank them. Barefoot Floor Care of the Lowcountry. Hilton Head Prep is a sustaining sponsor of Lowco Sports, and we tell you all about the Dolphins' athletic exploits. But did you know it's also the #1 ranked private K-12 school in Beaufort County and ranks in the top 2.5% of schools nationwide? Visit hhprep.org to see what Hilton Head Prep has to offer. Beaufort Academy is a sustaining sponsor of Lowco Sports, and we love covering the Eagles. With a student-to-faculty ratio of 7-1 and an average class size of 14 students, Beaufort Academy could be just the educational solution you're looking for, with more one-on-one attention. BA has a strong history of working with the whole child to prepare each student for college and life. Check them out at BeaufortAcademy.org. Thank you to all of our sustaining and supporting sponsors for their support of LowcoSports.com. Go Lowco! All right, we are back here on the Lowco Diamond Dudes. Justin Jarrett, joined by Wes Kerr and Ned Mullis, and good stuff with Talbert, contributing to our belief that every one of these kids is just incredible. They just really have good heads on their shoulders. They learn so much from playing sports, in my opinion. I mean, I just think there are so many life lessons that are imparted through that medium, and I think the kids really pick up on it. And the kids we talk to have been doing it a long time, and they've had to be very disciplined and very committed and they, they get a lot of things about life. So pretty cool stuff. But we've got another guest waiting in the green room, and I think he's live from the farm. So let's get Coach Wayne Brown in here, live from the farm. Welcome to the farm, Lowco Diamond Dudes. How you doing, Coach? I know you're riding high right now.
Good morning. Good morning. First of all, thank y'all for your coverage. We don't get enough down here in this area, and it's just so nice to have somebody that covers our sports and follows the area that we're in. So y'all do a great job. Thank you.
We appreciate that, buddy. Well, congratulations to you on making it to the state championship series. It's been a pretty magical season for you guys all year long, but especially here in the postseason, 4-0 to start off, and now you got 2 more. Hopefully you don't have to go to 3 with Calhoun Academy. Your pitching's been good enough that you've been able to get it done in 2. But I guess let's start there. Talk a little bit about this pitching staff led by Charlie Sauls. But we got a lurker coming up out of the bucket, out of the barrel in the back.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Hey,
no, that's good stuff.
You're gonna have to deal with me now. I've got some clowns, I promise you. And I invited them to come to the interview, and you're gonna see some stuff. This will be entertaining, I can promise you.
Never a dull moment at the farm.
Justin, you were here for a game. You know what I'm dealing with here. Okay, so I promise you they're loose. I can promise you.
We got rodeo clowns in the barrel behind you. But no, tell me about that pitching staff. And obviously, it starts with Charlie Sauls and. We had him on here a couple weeks ago, and I mean, great pitcher, but what a young man.
Yes, very good kid. He's been solid throughout his career. He's very, very dedicated, as is the whole group. But they're just it's just a fun group of guys, man. It keeps me young. When the back goes out at practice, and I got to go sit down, and we got to break out the hack attack to do fungos and fielding work. I mean, but they keep me young. And Charlie's a great kid, as is, all 17 that we have, to be honest with you. Our pitching staff.
It's been an impressive group.
Two runs allowed in that series between Dorchester and Patrick Henry in 2 games. Very, very impressive them. After that excellent start from Sauls, Forest Ferry follows up with a complete game shutout, struck out 3, allowed just 5 hits, and went all 7 innings. How about that pitching staff in these playoffs? It's been remarkable.
Yes, they have been fantastic, and we have. We have 5 quality arms on this team, but the thing about it is, and this is not a complaint, but they get on the mound, and Forest Ferry in the game on Tuesday. I look over at our stat guy and I said, "All right, man, what's our pitch count? We're going into the top of the 6th, guys. The top of the 6th inning. He's at 43 pitches." And I'm sitting here going, "Forrest, you good for a while, Bubba. You can stay out there for, we're gonna ride you." And Dorchester, clearly they faced Sauls on Monday and they struggled, weak contact and we didn't make any errors and made them earn everything that they got. And then, we turn around and then you could clearly see that their objective in the second game was to put the bat on the ball early in the game. And they were trying their best to put the ball in play, and they were, they did a good job of putting it in play. They were just hitting it right at us. And listen, our defense to complement our pitching has been just phenomenal all year. We've had a couple games, but in high school baseball, when you can make no errors in a game or 1 error in a game, you're going to be hard to beat. And, we have some athletes that can put the ball in play. We're pretty quick. So it's, we have the right recipe to be successful here. It's just executing the game plan and just really just going after the other team and competing. And as you can see with what I have, staying relaxed.
Talk about some of the guys. We talk about your pitching all the time. Talk about some of the guys that swing it for you.
Man, I'm going to tell you, that's going into the last week of the season, it was a struggle. Team batting average was like 243, which isn't terrible, but we were not getting a whole lot out of the back end of the lineup, and those kids are young, and now all of a sudden they've really just started to come around at the right time of the season. The top of our lineup with the Ferry twins and Chandler and Charlie and Nathan Corley, they've been solid all year. Now that 6, 7, 8, and 9 spot has really started to I mean, it's come alive here in the playoffs. And Justin, to tell you, the game that he was at, I think that was the first game against St. John's.
Yeah.
We were situational stuff. Yeah, situational hitting. I mean, we were popping it up on the infield. We're just striking out at the plate. So we really started working hard on situational hitting, and I have no idea what's going on behind me right now.
They're jousting. But it's impressive.
It's been a great show. If you see me just dying.
It's been the best one of the year so far. So. But I kind of wanted to bring this up in my notes. We talk about your pitching about every week, and we had Charlie on, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I've never seen a good pitching staff without a good catcher. So you must have somebody back behind the dish that's pretty good too.
Yes, Nathan Corley is. He kind of got put in that spot as a freshman, and now he's a junior, and we saw a lot of development out of him his freshman year. And then, his sophomore year came along, but this year he's phenomenal. Andy Searles backs him up, and they've caught back and forth throughout the season, but Nathan's kind of stuck there in the playoffs, and Nathan's caught Charlie pretty much all season. So it's, yes, he does a very good job, and he's got a very good bat as well. So, I mean, he normally bats in the 4-hole for us. And, that's what you get, a catcher like that, man. It's good stuff.
That's the difference. A catcher that can hit like that, I mean, that will put you over the top when you can get that kind of strong production across your lineup and in the catching position as well as your backstop. So great stuff all around from hitting. You've mentioned how it's really taken off the latter half of the year, and just describe the emotion of this team, these players all fired up, getting ready for this final series against Calhoun Academy.
Yeah, the biggest thing, Wes, is just to be ourselves. Don't change. I mean, there's no sense at this point in the season sitting here trying to apply pressure to yourself. I mean, we understand that it's going to be a big moment. But I think our job as a coaching staff is to keep these guys loose, let them have fun, let them understand that even though this is a state championship series, it's still a baseball game. And
have you played these guys?
Sir?
Have you played the team you're playing, or? No,
sir, we have not. We did not play any teams from that region. We did not play St. John's or Dorchester during the regular season.
You got anything on them? Give us a little preview what you got to deal with.
They seem to be very similar to who we've played, St. John's and Dorchester. Their pitching does seem to be a little bit better from what I've seen stat-wise. It looks like they have two good arms. And I noticed in the series against Lee Academy that those two guys, Lee struggled against both of them. And, that goes in itself. Lee's a good baseball team, and for them to shut them down like that, that says a lot about their pitching staff. So, they seem to be pretty quick at the plate. They have some speed, and I think they're just going to be a team similar to Dorchester and St. John's, and they're just going to put the ball in play, and they're going to pitch well and play good defense. And I mean, it's going to take good games to beat them.
Oh yeah. Everybody's good at this point. They didn't get here if they weren't good. So
they were leading their region going into the top of the 7th inning against St. John's in the last game of the regular season, 2-0, and St. John scored 3 runs on them and beat them, and that threw Dorchester into the the winner of their region. So, I mean, in Dorchester, it's always scrappy. They're always going to be a team that's going to put it in play. They're always going to be a team that's going to steal bases, and they're going to apply pressure to you. So they come out of a tough region, and we understand that, and we know what we're up against.
I don't think they're going to be better than Prep. You swept them. So
that's probably the best coach team that I've ever seen in high school baseball.
God,
Chris,
I won't say that.
He's good, man.
We'll never hear the end of it.
Listen, he's got good athletes.
He's a carpet cleaner now.
He doesn't have a dude. He's got good athletes. But he does a really good job with those kids. I mean, when we played them, we faced a Bullet kid in the first game, and we're 0-4 going down there. And I'm sitting here going, they're run ruling everybody, and I knew that Charlie was going to give us a good outing, but I was like, man, we're going to have to score some runs against this team to to compete with them and beat them. And Charlie goes out and shuts them down, and we beat them 5-0, and it just totally flipped our season.
I think that's when you got everybody's attention around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Man, Hilton Prep, they were close to having a walk-off homer from Pace Gardner on Friday. It was caught right at the fence, and then they lost their second game 5-3 in a contest where they came back in the bottom of the seventh and left the time run base. But man, 2 close losses. I mean, just reflects how scrappy and how tough that team is to beat, and just falling short. But heck of a season for them, and a great season for you guys. Describe the energy. I mean, we've seen some antics behind you, but just the excitement of these kids, just how they come play and how they have fun and stay loose out there. I mean, they've got to be feeling excited now, but just tell me how fun it's been to work with this group of young men.
Oh man, they're awesome. They're first-class individuals. They represent the school the right way. Your team, they're everything that you want.
And
I couldn't agree more. I see them everywhere I go right now. They were all at the Wade Hampton game. They were all at the soccer game last night at BA. They're everywhere I go.
Well, I was going to make that point. We kind of we mentioned a lot of times how we get out of sight, out of mind down here, baseball-wise. That area that you're in plays really good baseball.
Yes.
Wade Hampton, Barnwell. I mean, what's the other one up there? Get them too confused.
Andrew Jackson
Bamberg
Academy.
Those. You got all those good old ballparks. Everybody, you can see that it's a baseball area. Yeah. And, like I said, it's good to see. And, I'm in that area a lot. So, I've seen it over the years, and y'all have had some really good players come through there over the years too. And it's fun to watch y'all having this success.
Thank you.
When did you take over the program at Patrick Henry?
3 years ago.
Okay.
That was Coach Hodge before then, right?
Sir?
Coach Hodge before then, right, Blake?
That is correct. Blake Hodge, back in 2020, 2019, the pandemic hit, and I coached a lot of these kids growing up and travel baseball, and we gone around and beat it around a little bit and had some fun, and Dixie Boys came along, and we got this group back together, and we actually went to the World Series in Louisiana, and we were on the way home, and Bud Ferry, who his kids have been out here for all their lives, and Bud's been out here. I think Bud's got a herd of kids, so I don't know how many. But anyway, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, what you think about coaching Patrick Henry next year?" And I said, "Bud, I really enjoy going to the concession stand and getting a Diet Coke and a hot dog and T-shirt and shorts and flip-flops and watching some baseball and just kicking it around with some people." I said, "I don't know, man." And Hodge called me up and he said, "Please, if I leave it to somebody, leave it somebody I can trust." So that's kind of where we went with it, and here I am now, and it's been a blast. It's been fun.
Now your son is a senior, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So you gonna keep going?
We're rolling, baby. We're rolling. I can't keep the twins, Sims, Brunson, all these clowns around here. Lord knows they tear it away. I got to, there has to be some. I've got to discipline them somehow. I don't know how, but they're a tough group to keep up with. I tell you.
I like little Cruck, Spencer Kelleher. I love that kid.
Hold on 1 second. I got him. He's been wanting to talk to you, Justin.
Good morning, sunshine.
What's up, baby? Little Cruck. What's going on? Does this guy not look like John Cruck?
Justin, get Talbert. That's a mullet.
Yes, that's a mullet. That's what it looks like.
That is Beaufort does not grow mullets. That's a mullet.
They have some little weak sauce mullet festival they got going on. They need to go see my guy Spencer. He is a spitting image of John Cruck in the batter's box. Look at this. Just look at this.
Hair and all.
We got him right here. Look at this.
Say hello to everybody.
Look at Lil Cruck. Lil Cruck. Oh, yeah.
Inside out.
Look at that.
Nice. Look at the speed, though. Yeah, he ends up on second. He ends up on second. Chandler with the wheels too.
You had a good windmill going there, Coach. It was good.
I'm sorry.
You had a good windmill going there. That was good.
Yeah, well, you got to. Now, there's times I need a shot collar at times, especially on a couple. I'll tell you what, they'll.
Now you know we're in the country, Justin. Now you know we're in the country.
Yeah, Mullis. If I mean, there's been times that I just couldn't reel them in. I mean, they come around third, and I think they'd run to the car if you let them.
As we like to say at May River, it's a run, Forrest, run, stop, Forrest, stop situation.
That's right.
And you got an actual forest, so that works really well. But I see that you're really committed to education this week, fellas.
Hey, they got an agronomy class, probably, Justin. That's work on the field.
That's right. The farm didn't get looking like that by accident, right? You got to get them out of class, do a little work from time to time. Well, Coach, thanks so much for your time today.
Where do y'all play?
Thanks for
the game.
Thanks for the entertainment, fellas. They go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, right?
That is correct. We go Monday to St. Matthews at 6:30. We play Tuesday at home at 6:30, and the if game will be at Dorchester.
We have the clincher at the farm.
Yes, sir.
Good. Yes. Got to get game one first, though. You win game one.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, I'm planning to be out at the farm on Tuesday.
Baseball.
Pending the Killer Whales playoff schedule. I'm bound by that in the 10U Rec softball league. So
I like it when I can come see y'all and sell some fertilizer and then come up there.
Man, what you talking about? I need some rain. Can you send me some rain, please?
Oh, okay. No, it costs a little bit more to impregnate that rain.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations on the run thus far. Best of luck next week, and we definitely look forward to seeing you out at the farm real soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
All the boys up there around you, I said hello, Wiggins and all them.
I sure will. Yes, sir.
Good luck, guys.
Take care.
All right. Thanks so much to Coach Brown and to the Patrick Henry guys for the Easter egg entertainment.
No.
Did you see
You
the
have to.
dancing?
You can't just listen to this one. You got to, and then they feeded the winner with the rings.
Or the queen thing or whatever. That was funny too.
They rolled him in the barrel.
Was that a rodeo
legendary.
clown? Is that what they were going with?
I think that's what they were going for. Popping
That
up
was
out of the
good
barrel
stuff.
with the helmet. Oh man, that was next level stuff. That got
He's had that. I knew he come from the travel stuff, and that whole area has done a really good job with travel ball. I kind of lump Waldoboro, little Colleton County, into that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a good little crowd to draw from over there.
Yeah, those guys are all pretty tight. I mean, even up into Dorchester, like all that kind of area through there is all pretty intertwined.
It's and let me tell you something. Blake Hodge, the guy they had before him, I can't remember where Blake played. I don't think it was Salkehatchie, but it was one of those USC. It was a directional USC, C job. But he was a hell of a player, and I mean, he kind of instilled a lot of stuff there. And I mean, they've been good for a while.
Yeah. I mean, haven't been this good since at least 2013 though. So pretty good stuff to be back in that state championship stage.
There was a time when they used to have, well, they still have it, but they had one of the best amateur golf tournaments you have ever seen to fund their athletics. That Patrick Henry Spring Blast, they call it.
As a matter of fact, Coach Peoples from the football team told me that he's played with you in that tournament a couple of times.
You have never. I play golf all over the world, and I've never had more fun than playing in that golf.
Those are the best. It's all about just having a good time with these guys, and nothing better than to spend a day out on the golf course and also raising some money for charity, because that's where it counts in the end. You're giving money to a good cause.
And they have the best concession stand. It's just, that's the whole community aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they just really get it down there, and I hope. And you wish them all the luck in the world. Wouldn't you say the last time they won was 91?
91 is what Jeff Strickland tells me, and he knows. If anybody knows, it's Jeff Strickland. He is on top of it.
That would be cool. We could put that right here at the farm on Tuesday, maybe.
Yep.
Or Thursday. So
we might road
first
trip.
time in the First time in the championship since
couldn't believe they had
2013.
cell service.
You know who they beat for the championship in 91? Roy Hudgens Academy, now defunct.
Huh.
Roy Hudgens Academy.
I guess we'll have to get a Civil War journal out and see who that guy was.
No, I think he was just an educator guy who started an academy.
Oh, okay.
But no, they do play in the Civil War Generals Division. All right, fellas. Well, let's shift gears a little bit. Softball season coming to a close as well. Colleton County still going. They play tonight against North Myrtle Beach. I wouldn't count them out to get that one. Then it's going to be tough after that. They'll have to beat West Florence twice, so that'll be a problem.
Hartsville must be pretty good.
What's that?
I said Hartsville must be pretty good.
Hartsville is very good. Hartsville is very good.
Great run, though, by May River. Got to see him a couple times. Had a nice walk-off win back on Saturday. That's a resilient group. I saw them. They were down 2-0 last week, and they put up a 7-spotter after that in the bottom half of the fifth, and then they just kind of rolled that.
Did you see that picture for who was Greenville?
Greenville, yeah.
They had a girl that was just dealing. And I looked at Brian Lang and I said, well, I ain't going to hit her. And I got home and they scored like 13 or
the defense makes some mistakes for Greenville, but May River just put the ball in play. They're able to put the ball in play, grind out some tough at-bats and find a way to dent the scoreboard. But, yeah, that Greenville game, not easy. That pitcher was dealing over there. And
it was late.
Yeah.
I think I left.
We got the game winner. We got the game winner from Saturday, courtesy of Brian Lang. It's a wild one. Dink. Put the pressure on the defense. Pressure burst pipes.
Red,
it's all red coming around. Yeah. That's a nice walk-off.
Red
times. No, that little team grew up big time, man.
She's definitely the fastest Lang.
And a lot of the supporting guys also came up big.
I'm not talking about Nico. I'm talking about Brian.
We talked a lot about PC Lang, but pulling up their game changer now, they have had a ton of players grown up right before our eyes on that May River softball team, and just so proud of how they evolved as a group and got quality pitching when they needed to, and then just scrapped across a couple big runs at the plate throughout that playoff run. To pick up some nice wins. And that Greenville game was a prime example of that. Really fun to see what they've been able to do there. And Caroline Sapachak had a nice playoff run. Casey Lang, of course. Sapachak went 3 for 4 in that win over Greenville. That was a big performance for her. And then, Kaylee Smith with the triple unconventionally, but getting the triple to finish off that one.
Yes.
I think Mullis is correcting the pronunciation to Sapachak.
Sapachak. Okay, thank you very much.
Her dad's the superintendent at Hampton Hall.
Oh, there we go. All right, very good. So, see, everything's a small world with Mullis. He knows everybody. But good run for May River. And, you're right. Casey actually was kind of fighting it a little bit down the stretch. I mean, she was still contributing, but she was, kind of in a little bit of a slump. And some other girls really stepped up big.
Berkeley, a nice game.
Michaela Landry was good. Berkeley, Sapachak, Avery Grieve did a great job behind the plate for them this year. I think that program is on good footing for sure. And how about your USCB girls, Wes? They made it to the NEIA opening round.
Yeah, what an impressive run in the kind of like conference tournament. After we talked about it last week, it was live on the air. That heartbreaker to begin that tournament against Georgia Gwinnett. They come back around and they win 3 straight, including a victory over those Grizzlies 8-6 in extra innings to force a decisive Game 7 for that championship. And, that one, it could have gone in their favor. Just a couple breaks. There's a close call at the plate. Georgia Gwinnett just found a way to get the key hits. Rogers did absolutely everything in that game for Gwinnett. Went 3 for 4, almost hit for the cycle. Tough one there. I mean, good Lord, she was hitting out of the 8 to 9 spot. So that was a big performance for Rogers. But Hilton, this USCB squad, very, very impressive, by the way. They were able to attack one of the best pitchers that we've seen, loading up the statistics now. But they had to go up against Barry and Annalise Wood. Annalise Wood came into this game with some fantastic numbers, and the Sand Sharks were able to hit her for 3 earned runs, and 4 runs total on 8 hits. That is incredibly impressive to be able to chase a quality pitcher like Annalise Wood out of the game and pick up the number of runs they did. Darren Miller was fantastic. She's been growing right before our eyes. We've heralded her as a fantastic defensive player who made a highlight reel catch earlier in this tournament, but the offense has really come along for her. Asha Nolte absolutely stood at the plate and delivered a couple times in this tournament. Taylor Chang, Addie Reynolds, the depth of this lineup coming up with some big hits as well. But then some of those veterans, J.C. Coleman, and you look at Tamaya Whitlock and what she's bringing. I think everything is coming into form with this team, and they've thought that this is the year we're going to take advantage of this last opportunity we get to play in the postseason for a couple of years as we transition to Division II, and we're going to take advantage of it. They certainly did. Almost came up with the tournament win, and now they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Good luck to this region. Because USC Beaufort is no ordinary 4 seed in this Williamsburg bracket. They'll face Cumberland's, Indiana Wesleyan, and Madonna are the other 2 teams in that bracket and that regional. And the winner of that one will get to the World Series. And do not count out the Sand Shark group. If they can get hot at the plate, Sierra Kinlaw kind of sets the tone in the circle. You have to get like a Kaylee Busby or a Caitlin Toole to come in and get you some coldines as well. No reason this team couldn't make some noise and get one in this tournament.
Where are they at?
They are at Williamsburg, Kentucky.
Oh, yes. I love NAIA regionals. They're so much fun. I mean, we hosted a few softball and baseball at USCB, and man, it's just intense. There was one that was miserable because we hosted at Grayson and it rained the whole time, and it was an absolute nightmare. But also one of the most memorable and fun weeks of my life. So go figure. It's just chaos. We've also got the Skiza softball tournaments coming up, and I've got the brackets queued up here. Let's see. In 3A, yeah, we don't need 4A, but we do need 3A. Goes from 4A to 1A. There we go. We got Cross in the 1A bracket. Didn't know that they were going to be in the state tournament, but there we go. Skiza for you. John Paul II in the 3A bracket taking on Carolina Academy. Looks like they're all at one place, right?
Yeah, they play them at one place. Play them at one site. I think it's Patriots Point, I believe. Patriot Park.
Yeah, Patriot Park and something else.
Patriot Park's in Florence.
Okay, not Patriot.
Oh yeah.
In Charleston, Patriot Park is in Florence. So
there we go. Patrick Henry at Cal. It doesn't say on here where this site is, as far as I can tell, except Patriot Park. It doesn't say what town. Patrick Henry at Calhoun Academy. Carleton Prep, they're always a problem. They'll be a top seed and take on Marlboro Academy. So got a few of our local Skiza teams in the mix there. I guess maybe it does say on here where it is.
It's nice. It's up in Florence. It's kind of Oscar Frazier, but newer.
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with it, actually, now that I think about it. We did not play there when we played state tournament in Florence, but I'm familiar with it. I remember hearing there was a nicer park on the other side of town that we were not playing in, so that must be Patriot Park.
I'll tell you what about these softball tournaments. You got to play a lot of games in a short time. I mean, you're going to have some depth and, quality pitching, not just from your ace, but from some other players as well, because it's a lot of softball in a short time.
Yeah, tournament ball is definitely different, but I mean, all these kids grew up playing it. They're probably more comfortable in a tournament format than they are in a one game scenario. They're used to being able to play one, get a little break, go back and run them back, and try to keep going as long as you can. So I like it that way, really. I mean, for softball, it makes a lot of sense, at least to have the final site be at one place instead of just one game at a time. But all right, fellas. Well, time to wrap it up with some Lowco gems. And, not many teams still standing, but the ones who have had some terrific performance to get there. So who are you going to shout out this week?
I'm going to go with the man, Charlie Saws, for his dominant performance. Actually, I'll give it to Forrest Ferry because he really put on a show in that victory for the Patrick Henry squad that is now as you mentioned, state championship bound. So I'll give my pitcher to him, and then I'll go with Sapachak from May River. I had a really nice run over there for the Sharks, and then I'll give one to Darren Miller as well from USCB. Someone who really grew a lot as this year went on. Primarily a defensive player in the outfield, but her speed and her ability to get on with bunts and just putting the ball in play. That speed is such a factor in softball. When you can have that quickness to beat out throws to first, it's much easier to do in softball. And she's just really been able to refine her skills on the plate, and it's just all come along for her. And what a great asset to have in the leadoff spot or your second spot to get that runner on base and someone who can just find a way to put in contact, get on, and then with her speed be able to swipe bags when she's on the base pad. So great asset to have, and her skills defensively. We've seen multiple highlight reel web gems from her this year. So got to give a shout out to Darren Miller. She has been kind of one of the unsung heroes of this USCB team this year.
When do they play?
I believe it starts next week on May 15th. So that's Monday.
Very good. Looking forward to that. Mullis, you got anybody you want to shout out?
The entire.
I know you've been working
1 through 9 in Greer's starting lineup.
Yeah, what a run from Greer.
Holy smokes!
They wore Hilton Head out, and then they wore you out. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Mullis credited your scouting report. You did a good job.
Well, no, I didn't. You weren't wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I left a good one for you.
That's as good a hitting high school baseball team as I've seen.
I left a good one on the board for you.
Oh, you did? Yeah, for sure. You left me our guest today, Zack Talbert, who went 4 for 4 against Gilbert. And
I was gonna take Zack. You could take any of those guys from Beaufort right now.
Yeah, I was gonna go Talbert and Connolly, just the top of the order coming up there. And
the kid that pitched was like their 3.
Yeah, Davis Woods pitched his butt off. He went 4 scoreless, and then
I don't think people understand how important that is, because now they're sitting there tonight. That's how you win these things.
Yeah, because Hanahan had to win too, so now you get to throw Malcolm.
Now you bring your guys. They had to throw both their guys the other day, so now you've got your aces there. Understand the game went inside the game.
It's all lined up for them.
Yeah. That kid, that start. For your 3 pitcher to go in there and handle his business like that sets you up so well going forward.
And then Bowersox came in and gave him a couple innings, got out of a jam, and then Talbert came in and finished it off. And that's been the MO, is if you can get 4 or 5 innings out of the starter and get it to Talbert, you're going to be in pretty good shape, because he's a bulldog and he's a senior who's not going to go down without a fight. So, it's all set up for them. They're in very good shape.
Say one more thing before we got you mentioned one of the kids up at Francis Marion. Don't forget Egan's up there too.
Yeah, that's right. Jack Egan is doing very well up there.
Jack just had a great run in the tournament. Francis Marion made it to the finals of that of their tournament and got beat by the Fighting Bennett's. Newberry.
Fighting Bennett's.
But those guys are there's a lot of I know I don't want to go long here, but look around the state right now at the college baseball that's being played.
Yeah.
And I think it's a direct reflection of the high school baseball that's being played.
Yep.
And there could be literally there's going to be 3 regionals if the NCAA. I don't think the NCAA will let it happen, but there could be, between North and South Carolina, there could be like 6 regionals hosted. Yeah. Between Duke, Wake, there could be 3 in this state.
Yes. Well, there probably should be 3 in this state.
There should be 3 in this state.
Clemson just swept Coastal, which was number 8, right? So, they should all be in the top 16.
Yeah.
But then you've got ECU, you've got Duke and Wake. There should be 6 regionals around here.
It's going to be fun. There's a lot of quality baseball around here, just in the Carolinas.
But it's not only that. Look at Newberry. Look at North Greenville and Newberry are in the top 5.
Yeah.
It's astounding what's going on.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it is.
excited because you're gonna have a lot. Even when this high school season's over, you're gonna have a lot of college and beyond to talk about here on this Lowco Diamond Dudes podcast. So it doesn't end when high school baseball season ends. We're gonna be going all.
We get a regional at Clemson, we might have to do a live show up there.
There we go.
Into the fall as well.
Well, I think you may have a guest.
Yeah, we could probably do that. We might do it from the parking lot, but we might.
we may have a Lowco tailgate at Clemson.
Yeah.
So that'd be good times. Or go up to Coastal and see Bugs pitch.
Ooh, Bugs.
All right, fellas. Well, I think that was our best show yet. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Much credit to Zack, Talbert, and the Patrick Henry clowns for making it the best one ever. The Easter eggs from the Patrick Henry guys are going to live in infamy. But Coach Brown was awesome. Great dude.
Zack was great as well.
Zack was phenomenal. He was terrific. And,
all these kids. I mean,
I'm telling you, man.
Every time.
I'm telling you, they're so good. They're so good. They make us look so good. But thanks so much to our sponsors who make all this possible. And thanks especially to y'all for showing up to listen or watch. You're really the reason we do it. And hearing that you listen or watch is, just it puts a smile on my face every time. So thanks to everyone involved. It was a great show. We'll do it again next week. Until next time, go Lowco.